off top. Cause everybody out here trying to get some damn guap. And one thing for sure.
I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming out and just sharing y'all energy, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, y'all are a part of this piece that we put together today. So, appreciate y'all.
Alright, cool, yeah. William Floyd, aka KingPop, visual artist, designer, creative director, a man of many hats, producer. Yeah, I do a lot of different things, you know what I mean? Whether that's with art, fashion, film, digital art. I would say a renaissance of the arts. When I first started creating, I would say, and like found like a passion for it was like Boys and Girls Club, you know what I mean? Like as early as 5 years old. The biggest transition as far as just like me understanding that, you know, art would be, you know, a business for me and just, you know, me being able to like live off of it and like take care of my family and stuff like that. I would say it was as early as, you know, the Art Institute of Atlanta. I had a young lady at the time that I was dating. Her aunt, you know, she was like, yo, you really got a gift or whatever, like, but you really need to make sure that you take, you know, this thing that you have, this gift that you have serious. So at that moment, you know, I never like put down a brush. I never put down, you know, me designing on a computer. Like I really like locked in and like started like focusing on, you know, making money off of my work. You know, I feel like the world is my canvas. You know what I mean? Like I feel like people are my canvas. Like at any given moment, like it could trigger a different, you know, perspective as far as me wanting to, you know, communicate information. Cause I feel like art is just a form of communication, you know, whether it's something that I'm feeling like sad, happy, you know, something as far as like me wanting to change, you know, the outlook on a perspective or me to influence a certain perspective. Man, honestly, like I'm influenced by the hip hop culture. Earlier on, like before I was like putting it in my art, it was like more so like jazz, like the whole Harlem Renaissance jazz era. But, you know, as far as just like, you know, why I use the imagery that I use, I'm just influenced by people. I'm influenced by like the overall culture and like, you know, I'm inspired by like things that make people excited, things that make people happy. So I use a lot of bright colors and a lot of like, you know, line shapes and colors or whatever in my imagery. And, you know, I feel like I do a lot of what I do to inspire the youth and to inspire like the next generations to come.
In the bigger scheme of things, we all paint the same picture every day. And I feel like this Rap Snack show, yeah, I chose to use some of the artists that we are familiar with, but all of these artists have familiar stories that we all kind of can relate to in one way or another. And it's all like painting the same picture. And I appreciate y'all for being a part of my picture, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say.
Oh man, you know, the Rap Snacks project came in by the way of, you know, networking. I had a young lady that I went to school with who basically, you know, she was the lead, I guess, project manager as far as like helping develop Rap Snacks, and she literally passed my information to the founder of the company, and basically from there, you know, he came to my office and we started like talking about him relaunching the brand. It's actually a 25-year-old company. Yeah, so it was originally established in 1994. The first person that I did that actually made the bags was Lil Romeo. Romeo, Master P's son, was the first artist, but man, there was like, you know, from Future to, you know, Yo Gotti to Young Thug to like any artist that you could think about that was popular, that was like hot during like 2015, 2016. Basically, you know, we started like pitching the idea of them, you know, being on the bags, being featured on the bags. You know, even before Walmart, we had literally like 29, 30 cities or whatever that were carrying the product inside like convenience stores. And of course, like now at Walmart, you know, it's carrying it. We're over like 2,000 stores that the product is being sold at now. So it's, as far as my brand goes, man, I mean, it's definitely, you know, you can't even really pay for that kind of like marketing or advertising. It's you know, invaluable. Yeah, man, it's crazy because like, I'm one of those type of designers or creators who basically like, before I even start a project, like literally I'm thinking of like different concepts in my mind. Like I'm not even really like, you know what I'm saying, like writing or drawing a lot of things down. Like normally, you know, I think application or whatever. And so like in this particular application, we looking at, you know, product, we looking at, you know, a chip bag or whatever. And so with that, it's like, dang, like when I was growing up, who had the dopest, like, you know, who had the dopest packaging or whatever. So I automatically like tap into that or whatever. And so I would say the influential brand was Doritos. So I started like researching on Doritos. I started researching, of course, Lay's and a couple of other brands or whatever. And, you know, I was like, dang, what makes those brands stand out or whatever? There's always that thing that makes a brand stand out or whatever. And so I kind of like referenced Doritos at first. Even if you notice, if you notice like the Rap Snacks logo, there's like small little like lines, you know, within even like the Rap Snacks logo, which I created the Rap Snacks logo as well. And so like digging into it, it's like, dang, like, all right, since I have the actual logo, now I can start, you know, thinking about the different elements, whether it's, you know, the fonts that I'm gonna use, the colors that I'm gonna use, the overall layout of the bag and how the bag is gonna flow. Man, I think my favorite flavor would probably be the Fabulous ones. It's Daily Cheddar. That's my favorite flavor, and then the favorite bag I think would be the Migos bag because I feel like that's the one that popped off the brand. You know what I mean? They did the jingle, and you know, that's kind of like, you know, the rest is history. Honestly, from a creative direction standpoint, I'm always, you know, involved. But from like a hands-on perspective, I kind of like, you know, cause I got my own brands and my own things that I'm growing and developing or whatever. And like, you know, I think more importantly, you know, I feel like once you put your stamp on something, it's like, you know, it's time to like run after some other situations or whatever. Like, cause I never wanted to be the type of artist or type of brand to only like work on one area, you know what I mean? Like I wanna, you know, keep the perspective or, you know, keep the spectrum wide and allow, you know, other opportunities to be presented to me. What's going on? It's your boy William Floyd, AKA Create Everything. Cover art matters, let's get it.